Okay, safari yako imekufikisha sasa Amerika. Je, eh, kile ulikuwa unafikiria, okay, ndoto yako ya kufika Amerika ulipofika ilikuwa hivyo hivyo ulivyokuwa unafikiria au ulipata vitu vikiwa tofauti sana? Na umetuambia ulijaribu sana kufanya research, lakini nafikiria kuna changamoto sana nyingi ambazo ulizipitia wewe kama wewe na familia yako. Je, ulifanya vipi ili kuepukana ama kumaliza hizo tofauti?
Um, Kwanza, ni kama kitu kimoja leads into the other, into the other because ndoto ya kwanza was kuja hapa hivi na ikawa like imetimia, lakini baada ya kuja hapa hivi tena kulikuwa na ndoto na maisha yangu bado tu ni kama work in progress. Sija feel kama I don't feel like I have attained that which I really want, but it's work in progress. Nilipofika hapa nilikuwa sana na matumaini ya watoto kufanya hizi courses nzuri nzuri. Kwa mfano, tulipofika tu hivi when we reported to shule ya watoto, niliweza kuongea na walimu cause kuna mtoto wangu wa kwanza alikuwa na matumaini of becoming a medical doctor. Yeah. So when we first came, I went to school and talked to the career master to guide us on what she needs to do or what we need to do for her to be able to enroll or rather to qualify or to join to do studies to become a medical doctor. So then the career master was kind enough to take me through the clusters of subjects that she needed to take for now that would lead her into doing pursuing medicine as a career. So he went through her performance. Back in Kenya, she had sat for her KCPE and she had qualified to go to a national school. So that gave her the potential to be able to qualify for that. So we were given those subjects and I fell. And he said it's possible because unlike kule nyumbani lazima mtoto ahitimu hivi afanye hivi, but huku hivi mtu you can have that questions. Yes, you need to do well, but unaweza fanya like prerequisite exams ukipita, then you can be enrolled in that given in as much as performance is very good. But mwanzo kabisa wanachukulia unataka kuwa nani ama unataka kufanya nini, unaona? Yeah, so ikawa hivyo, nikafeel kama that was a big achievement. Na pia wakufuata naye alikuwa na nia sana ya kufanya engineering, ikawa like naye pia aku guided into technical subjects zenye zamweza kufanya hivyo. So ni within the next 3 days because wiki ijayo tarehe 19 ndio sasa huyu firstborn wetu ana graduate, anapata shahada yake ya kwanza ya pre-med, ana graduate na sasa aanze sasa tena aingie medical school for another 4 years. Yeah, fine. So later on she will do her residency for 3 years, then become a full doctor. Na second born naye pia aliweza kuenroll kwa hiyo engineering, wamekuwa kusema same school, sasa wamefunga wako hapa. Second born naye pia is doing engineering, is now halfway through his bachelor's degree. So changamoto zilikuwa kadhaa. Mwanzo ilikuwa our accent, we are huku hivi, especially when we came to Texas, it was like Texas was a bit it didn't have so many people from all over the world. So and we went in the West Texas where there were not so many immigrants speaking the way we do. So we are getting like having a heavy or a rather thick accent where people would not easily understand when you speak. So you have to speak slowly for them to understand, and some would not even understand. Hata mimi nikiongea Kiingereza, many would not understand me. Some would think especially when I could answer a call at work, they would say, "Can I speak English?" They would think I'm speaking a different language. So that was number one, accent. Walikuwa how they would hardly understand me, but I had worked in an environment where we had people from all over the world, so I could easily understand them. Another thing was the social life. Social life was very difficult for especially the kids. They barely had friends. So until when we got to know some neighbors, that's when they got some friends. But at school, somebody would look at you, you are new. It was, and then the way we bring up our kids, there's a very small difference between fear and respect. Yeah. So, but here you would see kids, they would jump on a police officer hugging him or on a teacher. But back in Kenya, you fear your teacher, you don't respect. You fear your teacher. You see a police officer with a gun, you stay away, but kids would go doing high five. So, yeah, those differences were there. And then what was more strange was my daughter went to, because she was late to join ninth grade, because we came around March. She had to finish. Instead of staying home, she had to go to 8th grade for like half a term or so until May. So she would be somewhere, and then a student says, "Can you pave way for my boyfriend to pass?" And the person saying that is somebody of the same gender. So it was like, I expected somebody of a different gender to pass, but then you see this is somebody of the same gender. So it will be like, okay. And you, in as much as you are surprised inwardly, you can't show it on the face. Otherwise, you are like, you don't embrace, all different orientations. So that also came into play. And also another thing was dressing. For us, for example, when parents are when you're going to where your kids go to school, you would go full dressed. But then here during summer, somebody would go to the kids' school with in a hot pant, and that is normal. So things you would look at as strange, but here was is very normal. So we got accustomed to that, we got used to that, and imekuwa kama ni kitu cha kawaida, unaona. So alafu ikawa like unaenda supermarket kununua chakula, you don't know how sugar is packaged, you don't know how wheat is packaged, you don't know how some other products are packaged. Those products look very different from what we have back at home. So utazunguka kwa aisle, you say you want this, mtu hakuelewi haraka haraka, na maybe inafaa hudumia wateja wengi, unatafuta sukari, maybe you are looking for cooking, sisi would say cooking fats, hapa anasema cooking oil. So you say cooking fats, somebody haelewi unasema nini. Wale wasema you want maybe you want cooking oil, yeah. So such like stuff, yani somebody would really try to understand, and then anakupa simu, you type. We are used to British English, the way we call things in Kenya. Sometimes there's some small variation, and here because they speak American English, it will be totally something different. Yeah, like you say you are looking for a handbag. Somebody wouldn't know what's a handbag. You're looking for a backpack. Some such small differences. Yeah, like a pavement, they call it a curb. Yeah, like an accident, somebody says it's a wreck. So you are like some difference here and there, but we got used to them, and hey, it's working. And so kids got to make some friends, and we also made some friends here and there from sitting with the neighbors, and we started getting used to the life where you spend most of your time with your family. Like especially when kids go to school, you take them to school, you bring them back home. you do what. Unlike nyumbani, once kids have breakfast, they go to school, they will come for lunch, they go back to school, then they come back home by themselves. But here, you are with your kids all through homeworks, you sit with them, you do homeworks, you sign somewhere. So it really puts the family together, and you are like handing over to your to your partner, not to your spouse, the kids at every point in time. So we had to switch that I work during the day and she works at nights, such that at every one point in time there's somebody kwa nyumba mwenye anaweza kuwa na watu kama watoto wako, unaona. So that again, ina changamoto zake. You are spending lesser time with your spouse and you are alternating like wewe unaingia kutoka kazini jioni na huyu anatoka anaenda kazini asubuhi, wewe unatoka na yeye anaingia, na asubuhi bila kuspend time natoka kama amefunga shule analala. So ikawa iko na challenges zake. Sometimes kama mtu akichelewa tu kidogo kazini, mnakutana kwa parking lot, huyu anaingia huyu anatoka, ama unapiga simu na huku hivi si place yenye mngacha watoto wadogo hivyo kukaa unattended, yeah. Kidogo hata jirani unaweza shtukia amepiga simu ameita polisi, ni kama kwa nyumba kuna watoto that are not being attended to ama wako peke yao, the kids are left by themselves in the house. So somebody, you just see police come and such cases are there. So we lived in fear that, and when that happens, kids might be taken by the social services, and you may not be able to recover them because wanapelekwa kwa foster care, and getting them from there is another puzzle. So kulikuwa na those challenges, but even the diet, yeah, that was very different. You go buy products in the supermarket, sometimes you are like, hey, maybe this loaf is a lot more, this baguette is a lot more salty, this is what those differences are there. Like we're used to eating food freshly from the farm, but here maybe sometimes some of them have been yes, they have a very good supply chain, but sometimes they may have stayed longer on the shelves before you buy them. The tastes were a bit different. Yeah, even so we adjusted. We adjusted, and now this is home away from home. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah.
Okay, samahani tu mwenzangu David, kama hujachukua mic please. Kwa wazazi wote ambao wako all over the world, ambao wametoka kwenye nchi zao wakahamia kutafuta green pastures, especially kwa wale wako Europe na America, kusema tu kweli, wacha niwape maua yenu, kwa sababu challenges mnapitia kwa kweli ni kubwa na ni ngumu mno, kwa sababu kulea watoto kwenye hizi nchi za watu ni ngumu kabisa. Sisi Afrika tumezoea, unaweza ukazaa mtoto na ukaachia mamako, ukaachia nyanyake, bibi, na mtoto akakua. Lakini hapa Ulaya mtoto wako ni jukumu lako, na huyo mtoto ni wa serikali, na maana unapozembea wakati wowote huyo mtoto anachukuliwa. Ndio hivyo. So tunawapeni maua yenu, ongereni sana.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that there is also the challenge of language in America. I know it is only in Europe, but you open our mind that also in America there is problem with language, like people are not understanding you when you are talking. That is challenging.
yeah, not so many people have had an opportunity to go around the world and to get used to the different accents that people have. Like here, when you say you understand 3 languages, it's like, hey, you are genius in a way, because here many of them just understand English, as you understand maybe like Spanish, because there are many Hispanics here and some other smaller languages. But we come here, you understand Kiswahili. Like for me, Kiswahili is my national language. English is my official language, and my mother tongue, Kiluya. Kiluya is my mother tongue, and I can understand some other dialects in Kenya, smaller ones. So I'm fluent in 3 languages, and I have some understanding of some other languages. So that is regarded as you are a bit genius. Even when they know that your kids understand more than one language, it's like a big plus. So that's why they have that feeling, yeah, and they may not understand you so easily. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I have another question concerning about the social life in America. As we see maybe in the news or in the movies, like there is a lot of crime and stuff like that. How is it easier for you to ensure your kids are safe like that and stuff like that?
Yeah. When it comes to social life, I've always told my kids that don't look for trouble. They'll just trouble find you, but don't look for trouble. So if you just stay out of trouble, just do the right thing at every point in time, then you are safe. Don't expose yourself to, discover your friends. Don't go looking for them. Just discover somebody that this can be a good friend based on how the person behaves, speaks, what you share in common, discipline. Yeah, because I saw a research that a black child has a higher chance of being jailed in a lifetime more than mtoto mzaliwa huku, especially mwenye ni mzungu or something. Yeah, so it's good for them to stay out of trouble, even if kama mtoto amekuwa mkubwa na anaendesha gari, avoid this overspeeding, and just be a good person such that when they do background check kwako, nothing comes positive of maybe drugs or driving under influence or crime or stealing. Just abiding by the doing the right thing all the time. Yeah, so that's how we manage to keep them out of trouble, to make sure that they're always in good books. Like for example, I can mention our last born son here always wins awards at school. The ambassador, like he wins the citizenship awards as the best behaved kid in the entire school. So they celebrate him like many times, a couple of times in a year when he wins that award. So you can go to pick him at school, then a police officer follows you running. Is this your kid, Ati? Then you say yes. Then somebody goes, I've been in this school for the last 20 years. I worked here for the last 20 years, but I've never seen a child like this. Very disciplined, keep it up. Or just a random teacher comes to you running. Is this your child? You're doing a great job. Then even when we go to Sunday school teachers are praising, and they're like, okay, so yeah, keep up the good job. So we just train them. I've told them I have no time to go bailing anybody out of jail for having caused trouble anywhere. I'll take you to school, but if you, for some reason you genuinely get in trouble and police come for you, sort it. Face it we mwenyewe, take responsibility and go through whatever punishment that comes, because I wasn't brought up that way. I didn't grow up that way, so I'm not bringing you up that way. So just be responsible and stay out of trouble. But if somebody wants to take advantage, that's when now they'll see another color of me. Yeah, but the system here works. There are some neighborhoods that are known not to be very safe. So before you go to live somewhere, it's good to do a research and get to know the ratings, the crime rate of that place. Yeah. So the comments. So you just live in a neighborhood that is safe, and you also be part of the team that contribute to the safety of that place. Yeah. So Yeah, but trouble can find somebody, especially maybe like when you are mistaken identity, but eventually in fullness of time, you get exonerated if that happens. Rarely, yeah, there are some situations where things can go so bad, but we just try and pray. We also pray daily just for safety of the kid because you never know. Especially sometimes you hear that, oh, when you are black, you can easily get in trouble, blah, 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 for this. So you just pray that you don't encounter such because it happens in some other places. We saw how somebody called, was it George Floyd, was malhandled and he died very badly. So you just pray that that doesn't happen to your kid and you stay out of trouble at all times. Yeah, yeah, thank you. Mm.
Na kwa experience ambayo uko nayo ni kwamba umepitia mambo mengi, japo labda muda unaweza ukakuwa ni mchache, lakini una experience nzuri sana. Ni ushauri gani unaweza ukatupatia sisi ambao tumekuja juzi, labda tuna miaka miwili moja nini, au ni kitu gani ambacho ukiangalia Afrika wenzako ambao, wacha tuzungumzie tu East Africa, ambao wapo huko uliko ama wako Europe, labda ni kitu gani unaona labda wangefanya hivi ingekuwa vizuri? Kwa sababu sasa hivi kuna hizo social networks, unapata mtu ulikuwa unamjua akiwa namna hii, lakini akishafika mahali unapata ana behave in a manner which is not good. Labda ushauri gani unaweza ukatupa in general?
Yeah, mimi nasema hivi, number one, na kama Mwachamila ni mtumwa. So you will not stop being yourself just because you have changed the environment in which you live. I'll just guide or rather advise parents from Africa or from East Africa that when they come here, let them not try to live life that is not theirs. Yeah, you have just switch environment, just understand the law, follow the law, and don't try these crazy things. Kuna vitu hapa hivi environment is so enabling, but once you can do many things really, but once you get in trouble and that whatever you've done is captured in your background check, then it sticks with you for too long. Getting it out is hard. Social media, blah blah blah, you just do the right thing because yani nilikuwa tuna hiyo utu na kuwa karibu na Mungu, kwenda kanisa, kujua tu you only do the right thing, kuavoid vitu kama maybe you are actively involved in some social media activities that are not legal, that are confrontational. You just stay out of sight because hapa hivi intelligence is so high. There are some softwares people can use to track such, then you can be tracked. They can get to know if you have to an illicit activity, they can hunt you down. Na hapa hivi there's nowhere you can hide, unlike at home where you can run away, then you go live with your auntie somewhere and you will never be found. Here you cannot. Yeah, you cannot hide. So people should just bring up their kids in a good way, avoid exposing themselves to questionable sites, because everything here is very open. Anybody wants information about somebody, it will be found. The trails are there. Investigation can easily catch you up. So just do the right thing. Na kuna wenyeji wa huku who know who can maneuver around in the system, but for us tuko ugenini, and you can only be allowed to stay huku if you have good character. If you have questionable character, then the system itself will just reject you. Some people get deported, yeah, for doing illegal things, because ukiangalia hizi nchi, when you look at these countries, honestly you can tell that they've taken some time to bring them up to where they are. Yeah, like many systems work, they are developed, and you can see a difference, and sometimes even the thinking is in some cases is a bit different. Not really different in a way that it's always better than ours. No, it's different. Yeah, there are those yeah. So it's good to just to be a good parent and bring these kids in a good way, and even the parents too. Some of the things that we do at home, especially when it comes to like domestic violence and what have you, here is not tolerated. You do that even if your spouse or your family member is trying to hide that. Even the neighbors can put in trouble. They can report you, and then you get in trouble, and that is it. You may not know who reported, but any suspicious activity is reported. Yeah, so it's good just to stay out of trouble, and then your kids can live a very good life, because the chances of a kid ending up either in an early grave or in jail here are much higher than even at home, especially when somebody is not observing the law, or rather obeying the law. Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, brother, for being with us in this session. And we appreciate your time joining us today. And we would like you to be again to us next time. Yeah, so thank you, and having a nice night. Yeah.
Asante sana. It was so nice talking to you guys, and hope to see you another time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, David and Dr. Peleg. But I have just one burning last question, please, if you guys don't mind. Our brother here told us alikuja Amerika, tuseme kwa mgongo wa mke wake, yani it's through the wife, lakini sasa hivi tunamuita doctor. Kindly, ilikuwaje sasa umekuwa daktari? Kindly please tuambie tu imekuwaje mpaka umekuwa sasa daktari. Ina maana ungekuwa ulikuwa daktari, ina maana labda familia ingekujia kwako wewe. Ilikuwaje ukakuwa daktari? Au ama ni wakati gani ilifika ukapata hii title ya daktari? Kindly please, the last question.
But alishasema.
Yeah, few years ago, when I was trying to relocate here, I had tried through, as I mentioned earlier, I had tried through education and enrolling for a PhD, but then it didn't work. So when I came here a few years ago, I applied to enroll for a PhD. So I got admitted in a university in California, and so I went through the program. I studied. I finished my coursework. And I did my research work. I defended it. Then last year in June, that's when I defended it successfully. Then they awarded me that title, and my graduation was on 24th of October last year. So that's when now I went for my graduation, and I was given that title as a doctor. Yeah, I did my PhD successfully from here, and now that's how it came about. Ya si daktari wa kutibu watu, but daktari wa kimasomo.
Yeah, PhD. Okay.
But we are happy now. We can officially call you Dr. Peleg, knowing that safari ilianzia wapi. Yeah, you know, mimi naweza tu nikaamua nikajiweka Mwalimu Gloria, lakini mimi si mwalimu. So now tumejua safari ilianzia wapi na imefikia wapi. Hongera sana. Congratulations.
Asante sana.
Yeah, and thank you very much for being with us. We are so happy and very much humbled. May God bless you and your entire family. We love you. And please, for you